Hey YouTube, my name is Lucky and you're watching the Black Ops Pro Circuit Playoffs. Now these are the Pro Circuit Playoffs for the Columbus event. Now this is the second time around that we're seeing this map, and that's because the first time around it finished in a tie or a draw, and so MLG variant rules say that you have to restart the entire map and play the match over again. If you didn't see the first match, it was definitely a really interesting match, and this match will also be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what strategies each team will use differently this time in order to win this match instead of tying it like last time. Alright, so basically I have some updates for you guys on these Pro Circuit playoffs. So Arsenal ends up winning this match overall, but that doesn't give away the outcome of this match on Hanoi. It's a best of 5, and so this match could go either way. But Arsenal does end up winning the match overall and ends up putting Vicious Intent into the losers bracket. However, Vicious Intent goes into the losers bracket and wins the losers bracket finals, and so now the championship finals is going to be a pinup of, again, Team Vicious Intent versus Team Arsenal, and so it's going to be a really epic matchup. We're going to see if Team Vicious Intent can this time come back and end up winning against Team Arsenal and hopefully win the PCOQ playoffs overall. Or we'll see if Team Arsenal will be able to seal the deal and end up winning the PCOQ playoffs completely undefeated throughout the entire tournament. And so, as I said in the last video, this is the winners bracket finals between these two teams, but the next time I'm going to be showing you guys a video, it's going to be of the championship bracket finals. And those championship bracket finals matches are scheduled to be played today, the day that I'm recording this particular video, which is May 31st. And so those matches are going to be going on later tonight. And because it will be the championship finals, it will become a best of 11. Right here, this match is a best of 5. So basically, the team to win 3 maps wins the match overall. But in the championship finals, it becomes a best of 11. And so, not to give anything away, but Arsenal ends up winning the entire winners bracket finals with a 3-1 against Team Vicious Intent. And so, Team Vicious Intent does end up winning 1 map, but Team Arsenal ends up winning 3. And so for these championship finals, Team Arsenal will only need to win 3 matches in order to be the PCOQ playoff winners, whereas Team Vicious Intent will need to win 5 matches in order to become the PCOQ playoff winners. Which is another thing that I want to mention. A lot of people are kind of confused with how the tournament systems work. How is it that people can lose and yet still be in the end and still be in the finals and things like that? And, what are you talking about when you say winners bracket, losers bracket, championship bracket? So basically, I'm just going to go over that real briefly in case you guys are completely unaware of how that works. It is pretty complicated, so I'm not surprised if you don't know. So basically, it works that, everyone starts off in the winners bracket. No one starts off in the losers bracket. But as you progress through the winners bracket, every time a round is played, half of the teams are going to lose. And when the first half of the team to lose in the winners bracket will all progress down to the losers bracket, and so they get sort of a second chance in the tournament. Now, if you lose in the losers bracket, you're out of the tournament at all. You had your second chance, and you messed that one up, and so you're out. You don't progress any farther in the tournament. However, if you get pushed into the losers bracket, and then you progress all the way to the end, to the losers bracket finals, then you'll get another chance to play against the team that progressed all the way through the winners bracket finals, and the matchup between the winners bracket finals winner and the losers bracket finals winner is called the championship bracket. And so hopefully that wasn't too confusing. Hopefully that makes a little more sense now, but basically that's the way it works for these tournaments. And the reason why is because these tournaments are called double elimination tournaments. The other type of tournament would be called a single elimination tournament, which would not involve a losers bracket and not involve a championship bracket. It would basically just mean you get one chance. If you lose to any team at all, then you're out. You lose the tournament. And those tournaments are the single elimination tournaments are usually played more for really big competitions. For example, like playoffs for the team ladders and for the doubles ladders and stuff like that. Usually those are single elimination just because they're recruiting like 128 teams. If you play on the GameBattles.com, say you play on the Xbox 360 Black Ops team ladder, and you and your team, you play MLG variant, and they're going to take the top 128 teams at the end of the season and pin them against each other. And because there's so many teams they're taking, they only do single elimination, so that way the tournament doesn't drag on for so long. And so that's how these tournament systems work with Major League Gaming and Game Battles. And in the championship bracket, they take into consideration the match that was played prior to the two teams. And so as you're watching here, you're watching the winners bracket finals. And as I said earlier, Arsenal's going to win 3 maps to 1 map. And so they're going to take that into consideration when they go to the championship bracket. Alright, so now the first half of this capture the flag match is over. You'll notice that Nex didn't even die once at all in the first half. He went 5 kills and 0 deaths, which is pretty interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that in all the PCOQ matches I've done, in all the tournaments that I've posted on my channel. I don't think I've ever seen someone get 0 deaths throughout a first half of Capture the Flag match. Alright, now let's jump into the second half of this match. Alright, we're going to start off spectating the second half by watching Brevlight. And now, I got a comment from a user last time where he told me that what the definition of the word Brevlight is, and I'm not sure if this is correct or not, but this is what he wrote. He said, Brevlight is a word in Swedish which means letter bit. I'm not sure if that's accurate or not, but either way, I think that's pretty awesome, and so thank you, the Bolly Bomb, for that comment. Now, in my last video I asked you guys a question. Some of the pool previews had already been given out on MajorLeagueGaming.com, and Optic Nation was pinned up against Optic Gaming. And I asked you guys, who do you want to win, Optic Nation or Optic Gaming? And the responses that I got from you guys definitely didn't favor one or the other, and so there's definitely no clear winner in this opinion poll. But the question that I wanted to ask you guys this time is, which team do you want to win the event overall? Now, before you leave a comment below, let me go over some stuff with you guys real quick. So first off, Team Leverage. Of course, I have to mention them first. Team Leverage has been dominating the Black Ops competition, but as of lately they've been kind of slacking in the scrimming. They haven't been playing that many scrims, and also, they didn't even participate in the PCOQ playoffs. Now that's definitely not to diss Team Leverage. Team Leverage is a great team, a lot of incredibly talented players. No one will doubt that or dispute that. Basically, that's just to give you guys a little bit of information, a little bit of background behind Team Leverage before you write a comment. Now, on to some other teams. So I've been talking with Stanville a little bit, and he mentioned that Team Envious, when the PlayStation Network went down, him and his team really didn't scrim that much. They sort of lost contact. One of their players didn't have a copy of Call of Duty Black Ops for Xbox 360, and so they didn't get to scrim together a whole lot. And so, if you guys are rooting for Team Envious, they've definitely been having a few struggles in that way. Also, I'm going to mention Team Fear. Team Fear has definitely been having a lot of roster changes, and they've just been having a lot of roster changes for a long time now, but especially coming into Columbus, they're going to be having quite a new roster, and so we'll see if that ends up affecting them overall at MLG Columbus. Now, I also want to mention Team Optic Nation, which is the Optic team that Nadeshot is on. Nadeshot mentioned briefly that his team hasn't been doing that great lately in scrims. They've been sort of struggling with the scrimming lately. He said he thinks that things are going to change once they get on land, but who knows. And the last team that I'm going to mention is Team Optic Gaming, which is the team that Rambo is on. Now, Rambo wasn't able to make it at the first event, MLG Dallas. He got sick and wasn't able to play. And so Columbus will be his first MLG event on the LAN network. Now, that's not to say that the big lights are going to get in Rambo's eyes. Rambo has definitely seen the lights before. Him and his team Extravagant won the 2009 Nationals. However, there's a really big difference between the 2009 Nationals and the 2011 Pro Circuit, namely the LAN network, and so we'll see how this will affect Rambo's gameplay at Columbus. And so with all that said, and I definitely didn't mention every team there is out there, I just mentioned most of the fan favorites, most of the well-known teams. And so with that being said, which team do you want to win Columbus? You can definitely choose a team that I just mentioned, or you can choose a different team that you know about. Alright, but enough with that, and back to the match we're watching. So basically, the first half ended in a tie with 0 flags captured by both teams, and now we're in the second half, and again, it looks like it might be another tie. Each team has captured 1 flag. However, we're watching Team Arsenal, and they're pushing the enemy's flag almost into their base right now. They're coming really close to getting this flag capture and taking the lead in this match. There you see they get the flag capture and take the lead in this match. Really great play by Team Arsenal. They have a minute and a half left in this round, and now is the most important time. They need to play really smart and make sure not to let the enemy get a flag capture on them. You might think that the best thing they should do right now is just sort of camp and sit back, but that's definitely not the best strategy for the entire team to do. It can potentially be helpful for them to have one person sitting back, as you're seeing Nex here, sitting way far back in Spotlight, way out of range of sight from most people. Basically, his only goal is to try and kill people who run through Spotlight. Spotlight is the best route to run the flag. It's the quickest, fastest route to run, except through the middle, but the middle leaves you a little too exposed. And so Spotlight's the most common route to run, and so that's why he's sitting back there. He anticipated that someone would definitely try to run through there, seeing as how the opposite team is down 1 flag. He was right, he got that kill, and now he's going to progress forward. Oh, there you see he gets killed, gets cleaned up, and so we're going to switch the player view over to Carbine. Carbine is camping right above his flag, and he's about 40 seconds left, and so he wants to ensure that the enemy doesn't get a flag run in. There he gets a 2-piece, and definitely stops any chance of the enemy team capturing a flag. At this point, there's about 30 seconds left in the match, but between the respawn time and where the enemies are going to spawn in on the map, there's no way that the opposite team is going to win. So Team Arsenal ends up winning this first match of Capture the Flag on Hanoi. Alright, now I have the leaderboards pulled up here. You can see how many kills, deaths, captures, and returns each player pulled up. And I'm going to give the MVP to Killa on Team Arsenal. Granted, he didn't get the most kills for his team, but he pulled in 2 flag captures, which is what got his team the win. And I don't normally do this, I usually just give away an MVP, but in this match we had one guy who really didn't carry his weight at all, and that was Brevlight. He pulled up a 5 and 16, which is 5 kills and 16 deaths, and that's definitely not cool. Now if you look at the leaderboards, you do see that he did get his team a flag capture, and so he's probably like his team's objective runner of sorts, but either way, you still have to pick up kills. You can't just be running after the flags like crazy, you gotta get kills. And so the LVP is going to go to Brevlight, or, as they call him in Sweden, Letterbit. Alright, my name is Lucky, thanks for watching. Later.